The growing wealth gap between the rich and everyone else isn't just perception. It's driven by specific economic mechanisms and systemic advantages that compound over time. Understanding these mechanisms reveals why wealth concentration continues to accelerate and what it means for average citizens trying to build financial security. At the heart of wealth accumulation is compound interest, which Einstein reportedly called the eighth wonder of the world. Consider two people. Alice invests $10,000 and Bob invests $1,000. With a 10% annual return, after 30 years, Alice's money grows to $174,000, while Bob's reaches just $17,400. The absolute gap between them explodes from $9,000 to over $156,000. This illustrates how initial advantages multiply dramatically over time. Wealthy individuals don't just have more money in savings accounts. They have access to investment vehicles and opportunities that most people don't even know exist. A critical distinction in understanding wealth inequality is the difference between making money from labor versus capital. Most people earn through wages or salaries, trading time for money. The wealthy primarily earn through capital gains, dividends, interest, and rents. Crucially, income from capital is typically taxed at lower rates than labor income. In the US, long-term capital gains are taxed at 15 to 20% versus up to 37% for wages. This creates a compound advantage where the wealthy keep more of what they earn. Access to credit provides another accelerant. The wealthy can borrow at preferential rates to leverage existing capital into more assets. Rather than liquidating investments earning 7 to 10% to buy property, they might get a 3 to 4% loan while their investments continue growing. This arbitrage between borrowing costs and investment returns builds wealth faster. As the saying goes, banks only lend money to people who don't need it. Historically, wealth concentration has evolved from land ownership to industrial capital like factories, and now increasingly to financial assets. The post-World War II period of 1945 to 1980 was actually unusual, with declining inequality due to high marginal tax rates up to 90% in the 1950s. Strong unions, manufacturing jobs with good wages, and policies supporting middle-class home ownership and education. Since the 1980s, we've seen dramatic wealth concentration through multiple forces: financialization of the economy, globalization allowing capital but not labor, mobility, technological changes favoring capital over labor, policy changes lowering high-end tax rates, and declining union power. French economist Thomas Piketty argues this period of shared prosperity was exceptional, and capitalism naturally concentrates wealth without specific counterbalancing policies. The wealthy benefit from powerful information and network advantages, professional advisors, social networks providing opportunities, elite education, and early investment access. As one venture capitalist noted, by the time an investment opportunity reaches the general public, the real money has already been made. The tax code's complexity allows those with resources to minimize tax burdens through strategic timing of income, tax loss harvesting, trusts, and geographic arbitrage. Warren Buffett famously pays a lower tax rate than his secretary due to how different types of income are classified and taxed. Rent-seeking, extracting wealth without creating new value, further concentrates wealth through lobbying, subsidies, barriers to entry, and exploitation of regulations. This includes securing favorable regulations, government subsidies, creating competitor barriers, and exploiting intellectual property laws beyond their purpose. Economist Joseph Stiglitz argues much of today's inequality stems from rent-seeking rather than productive innovation. Some argue this system simply rewards talent and hard work. However, research by economist Samuel Bowles shows inheritance and initial advantages predict financial success better than IQ or work hours. It's like a race where some start miles ahead. Even with equal speed, those with a head start win and get further advantages in the next race. While the wealthy do create some jobs and innovation, many breakthrough technologies like the internet, GPS, touchscreens, and pharmaceuticals came from publicly funded research, as documented by economist Mariana Mazzucato. Social mobility has declined significantly. Economist Raj Chetty's research shows children born in the 1940s had a 90% chance of out-earning their parents versus just 50% for those born in the 1980s. Different perspectives offer varying solutions. Libertarian economists like Milton Friedman advocate removing barriers to competition. Progressives like Thomas Piketty and Emmanuel Saez support higher wealth taxation. Institutionalists like Darren Acemoglu focus on preventing rent-seeking and ensuring equal opportunity. Technology-focused economists suggest broader ownership of technological capital through sovereign wealth funds or universal basic income. For individuals, the key is shifting from labor to capital income through several strategies: maximizing retirement accounts and employer matches, building diversified investment portfolios starting with low-cost index funds, considering real estate investing through techniques like house hacking, developing side businesses to reinvest profits, and understanding tax advantages of different account types and investment vehicles. Building valuable networks is crucial even without access to elite circles. This means joining professional associations, attending industry conferences, leveraging alumni networks, and engaging in community organizations. Multiple income streams provide both security and growth potential through side businesses, content creation, dividend investments, and rental properties. Continuous financial education is vital. Reading extensively about personal finance, investing, and business operations, following credible financial educators, and developing specific high-demand skills. The return on investment from financial literacy compounds over time like interest. However, individual action alone won't address systemic issues. Broader prosperity requires policy changes around taxation that doesn't favor capital over labor, educational access, providing genuine opportunity, competition policy, preventing excessive market concentration, campaign finance reform, reducing wealth's political influence, and social insurance, providing security while encouraging innovation. Understanding these dynamics helps both navigate the current system and consider changes for a more broadly prosperous society. While the rich getting richer may be a feature of our current economic structure, knowledge of how it works enables better individual outcomes while informing efforts towards systemic improvement. The rules of the economic game aren't fixed by natural law. They're human constructions that can be changed through democratic processes.